Okay. Delayed reaction. Still a delayed reaction. Well, the main camera's okay, but my webcam is a few seconds behind. Right, well, it's not too bad. Hopefully it's not too off-putting. Okay, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be playing the core game of Elder Sign. It's a while since I played it, so I will definitely get some rules wrong. But here we go. So the basic setup is we choose which of the one elder gods that we're going to be up against. So we'll just pick them at random. And we have Azathoth. Okay, so basically it's going to cost to take 14 elder signs to defeat Azathoth. If Azathoth awakens, the game ends and the investigators lose. Okay, I am playing Daniela Reyes, the mechanic. This is the investigator that was given away at last year's Arkham Knights event, which a friend of mine was very kind to let me have because he doesn't play Elder Sign. So, help if I get her player token out of the box, won't it? If I can find it, because they are so piddly, fiddly, teeny tiny. I'm just going to grab one at random if I can't find it soon. This is what we were tuned in to see, isn't it? A middle-aged man squinting at tiny tokens in a box. There she is. Told you she was tiny. There she is. We always start at the entrance to the museum. Daniela has 4 sanity, 6 health. She starts with 1 clue and 2 common items. So let's see what she's got. A 38 revolver and a knife. Okay. And once per day, when she spends any number of trophies on the entrance, she can choose an investigator to regain 2 sanity. I'm going to make the assumption that that includes me. Okay, so the basic game is we are investigating a museum for signs, for elder signs basically, so that we can fight off Azathoth. We start the game with 6 locations in play. So we have the koi pond, the hedge maze, the guided tour, the admin office, the storage closet, and transported by magic. The other thing that I haven't mentioned as well is we have a Mythos card. If I put them over here, I can sit them next to Azathoth. And this will be in play for the day. As you see, we have a clock here. Every turn you advance the clock 15 minutes, and then every full 12-hour cycle we have a new Mythos phase. So next time the clock strikes midnight, each investigator must discard a clue token, if able. Sorry, I'm doing some rules checking now. This isn't a great start. There's 2 actions on these Mythos phase cards, one that triggers when you reveal it and one that stays in play. I'm just double checking at the start whether the revelation one applies. It does, okay. So add 1 doom to the doom track. One thing about Elder Sign is the tokens are teeny tiny. So that's one Doom on the Doom track. So when this fills up, Azathoth awakens. But in Azathoth's case, once he awakens, the game ends. With other Elder Signs, once they awaken, or the Elder Signs, Elder Gods, once they awaken, you can then battle them, which probably isn't true to the spirit of Lovecraft, but there you go. So I suppose Azathoth is a bit more realistic. Okay, so the ongoing effect is next time the clock strikes midnight, each investigator must discard a clue if able. So ideally, I have one clue. I could do with using that up before we move on. So, where shall we go first? So each of these rooms is a task for us to do. Each row is a set of dice that we need to roll, and you have to complete all the rows in a single turn to defeat that room and win the rewards. At the bottom you've got the penalty if you fail and the rewards if you succeed. Some of these rooms have Elder Signs on them, and that's basically what we're after. We need 14 Elder Signs to get Azathoth. So I'm going to go to the Hedge Maze. The Hedge Maze has a midnight effect on it, so that's going to trigger at midnight. So I need to get 2 clue tokens and a skull to solve the first clue, and then 2 skull tokens to solve the second clue. And the way you get them is Yahtzee. So I roll my green dice. Let's make a bit more space for rolling. So, unless there's an arrow on the side, like you might be able to make out on that one, you can do them in any order. So, I have there 2 clues and a skull. So I can class those 2 and the skull as defeating that first clue. I then roll again and I need 2 skulls to defeat the second. Okay, I have 1 skull. So that's a failed roll because I haven't successfully investigated. However, what I can do is discard a clue, which I believe lets me re-roll 1 dice. Well, it might be as many dice as I like. I can re-roll some of my dice. So I have 2 options available to me here. I could spend my clue to re-roll these 2 in a hope to have a successful investigation, or if I want to class that as a failure, one of those dice gets taken off me and then you have 1 fewer dice for the next roll, and then you keep going until you try and solve it. So I'm going to spend my clue and I'm going to re-roll these 2 in the hope that I get another skull, which I don't. What you can do is lock 1 dice on your own character. So I'm locking, that's why they're so tiny, because she's the size of a dice. I lose a dice for the failed roll, and then I have 1 dice left now to try and roll a second skull. And there it is. So that's 1, 2 skulls. That defeats the second investigation, which means I get, let's work from right to left, 1 Elder Sign, 1 common item, shotgun, 1 unique item, the Ruby of Lure, and a monster. So if you're familiar with Arkham Horror, you know we have the Chaos Bag. Well, for Elder Sign, you have the Chaos Cup, which is a cup of monster tokens. So we have to draw a monster. We have drawn a Chthonian. The floor burst open, revealing a colossal mass of tentacles. So I have to place this in one of the other rooms where there is, it's sort of like cobwebs around the edge. So that would replace that test with 7 clues, move the clock on and lose a health. I think I'm going to put it on that one because everybody hates the koi pond, apparently. So we've successfully investigated this location. I return to the museum entrance and we draw a new location. So now the clock moves on, 15 minutes past, or 3 hours should I say, that's more realistic. So now it's a movement phase. The entrance to the museum is classed as a location you can move to or stay at, and there's 3 actions you can take while you're here. You can receive first aid, you can heal 1 sanity or stamina for free, you can pay 2 trophies to fully regain either stamina or sanity, or you can pay 4 trophies to fully regain stamina and sanity. That room I have just defeated is classed as 2 trophies. The individual monsters are classed as trophies as well. So I'm going to put that here. I have these items as well which let me bring in the yellow and the red dice which have better rolls on them. Sorry, I'm going to have to do a refresher of my own memory. I think I spend the item to claim the dice for a turn. Sorry about this. Yeah, common items often show a yellow die icon. You may discard one to add a yellow die to his pool. So basically the yellow is the same as the green, except it's got an extra investigation side of 4 and it loses a terror side. And the red one is even better. It loses a terror, but it also has a wild card side as well. Okay, so movement phase. I shall go. Let's go to the admin office. It looks nice and easy. It'll get us some clues. So we basically need a scroll and a bunch of clues. So I've rolled 2 terror, and I've rolled 3, 4, 5 clues, and a skull, none of which I need really. I shall... some rooms have a terror effect, like the koi pond there. So as soon as you roll a terror, if you've got a terror dice left at the end of the round, I think it is, you have to follow that. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep the 3 on me, lose 1 die because that's my first roll, and go again. Right, I'm gonna do the scroll. So I'm on the second task now. This is getting tough. I don't think I want to do this. Can't do it. I think I've just been discarding the wrong types of dice as well. Never mind. It's a failed investigation. So I take 1 sanity and I lose a clue. But I don't have a clue. So that's not too bad then, is it? 1 sanity. Okay. Clock advances. I am going to stay in the administration office. I am going to... I'm just going to try again. Hopefully I get better rolls this time. And I'll see if I can pay attention to rolling the right things. That's better. 3, 6. But there's 2 terrors and no scrolls. There are spell cards that let you save these as well. And you can't partially do an investigation. So I'm going to save the 3, lose 1, and roll again. Right, that's the scroll. Let's roll again for the next one. Scroll's coming out my ears. Roll again. Nah, I can't do it. No. Failed again. Lose a clue. Lose a sanity. Okay, clock moves on. 9 o'clock. I'm going to move back here and pay 2 trophies to fully heal my sanity. Okay. Next round. Let's go somewhere. There's no more Elder Signs in play other than up there, and that one's blinking well impossible. Let's go to the storage closet. And I'm going to use the Ruby of Relier, however you say that, to add a red dice to my pool. So, this has got the arrow on it, so I need to do these in sequence. I have no choice. I put to go for 3 magnifying glasses first. There we go, 3 magnifying glasses. Let's continue. I now need another 3 magnifying glasses. I'll go with that 3 there. And lastly, I need 2 scrolls. All 3 dice have 1 scroll on them, so none of them rolled it. Okay, I'll discard a green. Let's try again. I'll keep that one held back. Lose 1. Roll again. Lose that one. Roll again. Scroll, please. No, failed. So that's 1 doom. And that doom icon has a picture of a monster on it, so a monster comes out. I shall pop. This is Dark Young. I'll pop that one there. And I take a sanity. Okay. Well, that's not going particularly well, is it? Okay. The clock moves on. Midnight. Next time the clock strikes midnight, each investigator must discard 1 clue token, if able. There is also a midnight there, but I'm not sure whether that only triggers if you're at that location. No, resolve midnight effects on all cards. So for each otherworld card in play, there aren't any. That's okay then. So everyone must discard a clue token if able. Well, I haven't got one. So we get a new Mythos card, Sudden Terror. Add 1 doom to the doom track, and a monster appears. So we're now at 3 doom out of 12. A monster appears. There is only one monster slot on the board, and that's the room I'm already in. It is a Hound of Tyndalos. Within the strange mist, a horrid shape moved in the corner. Okay. So, this is an interesting one. To be able to defeat that monster, I have to lock the yellow dice there. I have to move time forward 3 hours and to get a scroll. And I believe if I start, I think that dice that gets locked there the second the monster appears, which means I no longer am able to use either of these items to use the yellow dice. Good old Arkham. I want to use the yellow dice, so I'm going to go for this one again anyway. So, stay here at the storage closet. So to defeat the first guy, I need to roll... I've got 6 dice. I need to roll 3 scrolls and get 3 clues. And move the time forward 15 minutes. That's part of the resolution of that task rather than the cost to start it. So now let's go for it. Okay, so we've got a scroll, so we can say I've successfully met that one, but I have to roll the clock 15 minutes. Second investigation, I need 3 magnifying glasses. I got 4 magnifying glasses. Third investigation, I need 2 scrolls. 2 scrolls. Okay, so that is successful. I get both this monster, who's worth 2, and the room, which is worth 2, and my prize is a clue, a unique item. Ooh. Sword of Glory, that gives me a yellow and a red dice. And an otherworldly location comes into play. So this location gets replaced with a normal location, but an otherworldly location comes into play as an extra option. Okay. This is going to be interesting. 2 old designs on offer there. I think I'm going to have to go to Yuggoth. Right. So, yes, let's go to Yuggoth. I need elder signs. We're on 3 doom out of 12 and I've only got 1 elder sign out of 14. Not good. Right, I found myself in a cold dark place. When I looked to the sky, gods, when I looked to the sky, the sun was so small, so distant, I could feel all the miles between myself and home. So I have to get a skull and a terror, and then 8 clues. I'm going to use my Sword of Glory here, which gives me the red and the yellow dice in my pool. Right. No skulls, no tentacles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 8 clues. I might hold that terror. No, I can't do that. Can I do that when I fail? Right, so now we need a skull and a terror. We've going to skull. The red dice doesn't have a terror on it, so that's the one I'm going to lose. Terror, please. No, got to lose another one. Terror, please. No. So that's a fail. That's 2 sanity and 1 physical damage. Okay. Clock moves on. 1/2 past. I didn't move the clock on the last one, did I? Right. It's not 6:30, 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Movement phase. I think I need to move back to the museum entrance. And I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to pay 2 tokens to fully regain my sanity. Yeah. Okay, I am going to try. Right, so that's the end of that round. Next one goes. It's 12 o'clock. Is there a midnight effect? Yes, for each other world card in play, add 1 doom to the doom track. So we're at 4 out of 12. We're a third of the way through the doom track. This isn't looking good. New mythos phase. Add 1 doom to the doom track. What was I just saying? And the next doom on the doom track is a monster square. So a witch. She can put the leaves into glass vial and the room began to go dark. So I will put her. That place is hard enough. Mind you, that one's going to be tough anyway. Yeah, there. She can go there. Okay, movement phase. I shall go. I'm going to go to Yuggoth again because I need the Elder Signs. And I'm going to equip a 38 revolver to get the yellow die. Let's see what I can do. Right, good start. Skull and the Terror. Second roll, I need 8 clues now. 2, 3. I'll keep the 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's that done then. So I get 2 Elder Signs. Suppose we ought to put them up here. 1, 2, 3. I get a gun, well, a common item. And a unique item. I get the Yuggoth location. And the clock advances. Right, movement. Of course, the downside of defeating the otherworldly location is it doesn't bring a new location into play. I want to go too transported by magic. My skin glowed white hot. Until I had to close my eyes, the floor disappeared under my feet, and I seemed to fall forever. It will get rid of this midnight effect as well. Right, resolution. I need to get 6 clues and 2 scrolls. I'm going to risk it with just the greens, I think. Save the items for a harder phase, a harder investigation. That's going to be 1 scroll and 3. I'll lock the 3 on myself. Lose 1 of those. Try again. Right, I'll take the other 3. So that's the 6 sorted. Lose another dice. And the chances of me getting 2 scrolls now is very, very slim. Yeah. I'm going to discard a clue and re-roll. Should have done that earlier when I had more dice. Never mind. Failed. That's a doom. That's halfway there now, 6 out of 12. Where are we? Sorry, here. Doom and a sanity. And the clock advances again. Movement phase. I'm going to stay put. I'm going to commit. I'm going to go for it. Let's go for red and the yellow. I'm going to go for the... I'm going to do the yellow, because that's got actually a higher number of sides with clues on them. I mean magnifying glasses, whatever that logo is supposed to mean. Right, no scrolls at all, and 4. That's terrible. Let's just lose 1 and roll the whole lot again. Okay, we have 1 scroll. I'm going to lock that away. Lose 1. Okay. That gives me the 2 scrolls. And that gives me the 6 clues. Done. So I now get 2 spells. Please tell me there's not a limit on how many I'm supposed to be carrying. There appears to be a limit, nothing immediately obvious rather than me sitting here reading the manual for 5 minutes. Okay, so what we have here, we have the voice of Ra. After rolling, discard this to change a die to the result of your choice. And shriveling. So this icon here means I can lock a dice result of my choice away on this card for as long as I like, for several turns, whatever. Right, so I completed the transporter by magic, didn't I? I got the 2 spells, but we also get another otherworldly location. It's the Plateau of Leng. We have a new normal location come out. We're still having a distinct lack of elder signs here. There's one here on the Plateau of Leng. There's something particularly nasty here that it's telling you need to have terror results. But if you've got a terror showing at the end when you fail, you have to lose a sanity. Right, anyway, the clock advances after that last go. And I shall move... Well, let's go to the Plateau of Leng, eh? Why not? I'm going to do the Cult des Ghouls and claim a... Get my cards mixed up here. Claim the red dice. I do need a skull, but I also need some terrors. Let's see what happens anyway. So, I need a scroll and a terror, and then I need 2 terrors and a skull, or the other way around. Well, that's the 2 terrors and a skull. I thought that would be the more difficult of the 2. Scroll and a terror. What's a terror? I'll keep that there. I'll lose... Doesn't matter which one I lose, they've all got 1 scroll on them. No scroll. This could be bad. No scroll. I'm going to discard the Voice of Ra. After rolling, discard to change 1 die to the result of your choice. So I'm changing that to the scroll, which means I've successfully completed that investigation. So that gives me 2 clues. Unfortunately, puts a doom on the track. We're now at 7 out of 12, but it gets me an elder sign. 4 out of 14. And now I have 8 trophies. Other things I can do here, I can buy a souvenir. 10 trophies will buy me an elder sign. I've got 8. 5 trophies will buy me an ally. We haven't looked at allies yet. This is the ally deck. During your turn, ignore all sanity task. Place 2 spells on Professor Armitage. When he joins you, you may use these spells as if they were your own. So they buff you up. Oh, there's Calvin. And the dog is dreaming right behind me. Right. I need as many elder signs as I can get, so 2 things for an elder sign looks good. I mean 10. Right. Just need to move the clock on following that last investigation. So at 12, any midnight effects? No. Madness takes hold. Add a doom token to the doom track unless all investigators have 2 or more sanity. Well, I've got 3 sanity, so that's fine. And then the next time the clock strikes midnight, a monster appears. So I'm going to stay here and spend something, or shall I move? elder signs. What's particularly easy that I can get rid of? Scroll and 9 clues. Scroll 2 scrolls 5 clues. 2 scrolls 6 clues. I might go for that one. 2 scrolls 6 clues. It would be easier if that witch wasn't there. 2 scrolls 6 clues. I've got my shotgun, which means I can change a die to a skull if I want to, and I have got 2 clues. Well, I'm going to use those 3 and say I've accomplished the 6 already. And now I just need 2 skulls. 2 skulls. Well, that was almost too easy. So that gives me the witch, who's worth 1. It gives me this location that's worth 1. And it also earns me another clue, which I need to start using. I'm at 9. I have 10 clues now, so I could buy another elder sign instead of taking the next round, because we have none in play. I think I will. I'm going to spend all 10. To get me another elder sign. So I'm now at 5 out of 14. So I'm all just over a third of the way there, but we're well over halfway through the Doom track. Okay, so clock advances because I spent my go at the museum entrance. So I shall now go. Let's go to the gates where at first the portrait's colours simply seemed deeper and richer, but soon it was apparent that the facade had become reality and the canvas had been replaced by a doorway. 3 scrolls. Easy peasy, he says. I got 3 clues as well, so 0. I'm going to spend a clue to re-roll the lot. I'm going to spend another clue to re-roll the lot. This is ridiculous. Spend my last clue to re-roll the lot. 2. Okay, let's say I've accomplished that one then. Lose a dice. Lose a dice. Lose a dice. 1 in 6 chance now. Nope. Wow. 1 doom. That puts us at 8 out of 12, and that spawns a monster. We have a cultist. I had seen this person studying here often. Now I knew why. So we've got 2 monster locations here where I was just, or here where I also need 2 skulls. I'm going to go here actually, because that's actually going to make this one easier. Because the it's skull or a scroll. So that increases it as opposed to a scroll, so that actually makes that one easier. I know I just said the same thing twice in a slightly different way, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to go there. Try it again now. It's slightly easier, but I haven't got my scrolls, my clues. Right, I'm going to put those 2 on the 2 scrolls. Just need a skull or a scroll now. Nothing but skulls and scrolls. Great, passed. So that gives me cultist. It gives me gate else. That gets replaced. Still no elder sign. And an otherworld location comes out. The clock advances. I suspect I might have failed to do that on my last go. So I shall move. I think I'm going to come down here. The city of the great race. Try and get this elder sign. The bizarre conical being buzzed at me, and I found to my horror that I understood its weird ululations. Something had changed in me, perhaps forever, and the thought greatly disturbed me. So I need 3 clues. I need a terror, a scroll, and a skull. I've got no options for extra dice. So let's see what we can do. So that gives me the scroll and the skull, but I haven't got any terrors. But I do have a 3 clues, so I can take that as the first one. So terror, scroll, and skull, please. There's a scroll, so I'll lock the scroll away on me. Lose a dice for failing. Skull and a terror. None. Lose one of those. My last chance. Skull and a terror, please. Neither. So I failed. That's 1 sanity and 2 physical damage. So that's putting me up to 3 out of 6 health and 2 out of 4 sanity. Clock advances. Okay. I keep saying okay, don't I? Those sort of things that wind you up when you listen back to yourself. Okay. Where shall I go? Is there anywhere a bit easier? A 2, a 4 and a scroll in order. Scroll and 9 clues. A scroll, a terror, lose a sanity, and then 2 skulls. That's at least 4 dice results, and you're only rolling 6 to start with, so you don't give you much margin for error. Let's... I've got 3 trophies. That would get me a unique item. I think I might stay here this turn. Spend the 3 trophies. Get a unique item. To boost my chances. Oh, it's the king in yellow. Hello. Right, so that gives me extra dice now for the next task. Clock advances. No midnight effects in play? No. Add 1 Doom token to the Doom track unless there are 2 or fewer monsters in play. There are 2 monsters in play. That's good. And there's no lingering effects for today. Right. So if I go over that, I've got 7 dice. think I might do the guided tour. I'm going to regret this. Let's play the king in yellow, so I've got the red dice as well. So I need 2 clues and then 4 clues and then a scroll in that order. 2 clues. Boom. Then I need 4 clues. Let's lose a green dice. 4 clues. Oh my word. I'm going to lock the 2 away on myself, lose 1. I'll put that 3 and a 2 there as the 4. Lose a dice and 1 in 6 chance of getting a scroll. And he fails. What a senseless waste. 1 damage and 1 horror. I need to go healing, but I've just spent all my trophies and wasted them. Clock advances anyway. Movement phase, I'm going to move here. Resolution phase, here 1 of each for free. Clock advances. I'm going to stay here again. Heal 1 of each for free. Clock advances. Now I'm going to try that guided tour again, and I'm going to go just the greens. I'll bung that 3 there. Next, I need 4. I think I might lock that away actually. Lose a dice and hope I can roll 4. I can't. I can't think I can do this now. No. Damage and a horror. Clock advances, 12 o'clock. Strange sight, a monster appears. It is a ghost. The room grew cold suddenly, and I knew that another presence was there with me. So where shall I put the ghost? I can put it here, or I can put it here. And this gives me 4 clues and a locking a yellow dice and lose a sanity in place of either 3 clues. Makes that one fractionally harder, makes that one fractionally easier. We lock the yellow dice away in the Hall of the Dead. I might have just made that one impossible. It's going to be tight. Look at Toiga. Right. Right, that was the web. Shall we go and try and take that one on? I've got my shotgun that can give me an extra skull. Yeah, why not? Let's go here. Not an extra skull, but it's a reroll. And it's not as though I've got to do it in any order. Well, we've got the skulls sorted anyway, or... No, let's do it that we've got the 5 sorted first. I need 2 skulls, 4 clues. Neither. Let's lock the 2 away on me then. Lose a dice. I think this means I can't do it, doesn't it? Not like that, I can't. Oh, use the shotgun. No, I can't do it because even if I lose that and turn that into a skull, that's those 2 used up. I've only got 1 die, I can't get 4. Yeah, I told you I'd made that one almost impossible. So I take a damage. So that's putting me on 4 again. Clock advances. I was going to say I need that yellow dice back, but I've got nothing that can use the yellow dice anyway, so it's not the end of the world just yet. Although I am a little bit nearly dead. Let's go to... I've got 2 sanity. Let's go to the admin office. No. Somewhere that needs skulls. If I die there, I'm dead. Let's go to the admin office. There must be records in here of each transaction and odd occurrence since the museum opened. But bureaucracy can make a filing cabinet more arcane and unfathomable than any wizard's library. Okay, so let's go for it. 6 green dice to find and some lore and 9 clues. Well, there's no lore. And there's not 9 clues either. I'm going to lock the 3 away on me. Lose a dice. Let's put the scroll in. Need 2 3s now, otherwise I failed. Failed. 1 horror and lose a clue. Haven't got any clues. Or was it gain a clue? Don't see how you would gain a clue, but yeah, it's classed as a penalty. Gaining a clue can't be a penalty. Must be lose a clue. 3 out of 4 sanity. 4 out of 6 health. No trophies. Anyway, clock advances after that investigation, and I move back to the museum entrance and heal 1 of each for free. Clock advances. Go back to the admin office. I can do this, I can do this. I can't do this. That's the scroll. I'll lock the 3 away, I lose 1 of them, and again I need 2 3s. Nope. Sanity. Lose a clue, don't have a clue. Clock advances, it is midnight. No midnight effects, no. The arcane art, either add 1 doom token to the doom track, or as a group discard 2 spells. And the next time the clock strikes midnight, discard all other world cards from play and do not replace them. Well, it's Doom anyway, isn't it? It's got to be Doom. Doom, Doom, we're all doomed, right? 9 out of 12. Not going well, is it? So for my movement, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to heal one of each. Clock advances. Right, I'm now going to search the lost and found. I'm going to roll a green die. Clue. Lose either a sanity or a stamina. We'll lose a stamina. Clock advances. I'm going to stay put and I'm going to search lost and found again because I could do with an item to help me investigate. Or I could lose another sanity or a stamina. That's two 50-50 chances of winning something there. Clock advances. 50-50 has been against me twice now. It's got to win this time, surely. No! No, he hasn't! Doom. Oh, Doom. Sanity. So I'm at 4 out of 6 and 3 out of 4. Clock advances. Discard all other world cards from play and do not replace them. Next Mythos phase. Too high a price. Either add 1 Doom token to the Doom track, or 1 investigator with 4 or more stamina must lose 3 stamina. 3 stamina? Well, I haven't got 4 or more, so that's another Doom. And we're at 10 out of 12, and it's going to be a miracle now for me to get another 9 Elder Sign tokens within the next 2 days. What to do, what to do. I'm going to die soon anyway, so I may as well just go out investigating. Let's go for the missing records. Unbelievable! The fact that someone had tried to hide this ledger proves that this horrid collection of cursed relics was gathered in full knowledge of their terrible significance. Ooh, do I want to go there? That's sanity, that's going to kill me off. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go somewhere that does 1 physical. Did you hear that? Oh no! I should have had a green dice locked away ever since this room came out. So it would have been even harder. Right, this is going to kill me as well if I succeed, so oh well. It's been a fun hour, hasn't it? I bet everyone's enjoyed watching this. Absolutely nothing there I need for either clue. Lose a die. 1 score, 1 thing. No. Can't do this one. Because I'm about to lose a dice. And I need at least 4 things to win it. So I'm going to take physical damage. Puts me at 5 out of 6. Clock advances. I'm going to go back here. Heal 1 of each just to try and give me a little bit of breathing space. Clock advances. Guided tour. The docents started a number of anecdotes about the museum's own strange history. Right, first of all, 2 clues. 2 clues. That's a good start. Second, 4 clues. 4 clues. Third, I need a scroll. Give me a scroll. It wasn't a scroll. Lose 1. Need a scroll. One physical, mental. Clock advances. I'm going to return to the museum, heal 1 of each. Clock advances, midnight. A monster appears. Oh well, this is interesting anyway, because as you can maybe see, there is no room with a monster slot. So what you do in that case is you add the monster below an existing room. So I'm going to put it... I can't do this anyway, so I may as well make it as difficult as possible. Right. Why did that monster just appear? Yes, the next time clock struck midnight, a monster appears. Clock has struck midnight, now I need to draw the new day. Add a doom. But then there's no lingering effect. So we are at 11 out of 12. I'd say it's been fun. It's probably been torturous trying to watch this actually. Oh well, let's go out swinging. I'm going to die in the next 12 hours, so I have 4 health. No, I have 2 health and 2 sanity. I only have 5 green dice available to me. I'm going to go 5 green dice. Let's go to the admin office. I wanted to scroll on that first one. Why don't you give me a scroll? Lose a dice. Become impossible. 3 scrolls. You're just taking the proverbial now. Right, I need 3 threes. And we know Arkham likes to deliver what you really, really need. 3. So that's a failure. 1 mental damage. Horror, whatever you want to call it. Advance the clock. Let's try again, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Right, there's the scroll. Two, 4, 6 and a scroll. I need 9. So I've got to lose 1. I'm back to needing 3 threes again. That's it, 1 mental damage. I'm dead. Daniela Reyes is no more. The mechanic was just died on her investigation shortly before Azathoth awakened. So I suppose it spared her really. I think that was the right thing to do. Otherwise, she'd have been a right mess. Okay, well, hopefully that's given you an overview of the game that some people call Cthulhu Yahtzee. I quite enjoy it. A little bit fiddly. Some of the tokens are a little bit too small for their own good. I mean, look at that. They're just teeny, 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 tiny. Okay. Thank you for joining me. And we'll see you next time. Bye.